So I know this one has been a really touchy point for a lot of teachers and administrators, and for good reason. The security of our children, especially as a parent, is the foremost for me, and I know for the teachers that I've interacted with. This is something that really worried them when we heard the reports of people Zoom bombing or posting inappropriate things or even security settings that weren't that great. But I have to say, I've done a lot of research, and I still feel really good about the Zoom security. Now, there's going to be people who will disagree with me, but I do feel like they've done a lot of great work that's happened over the last 60 days to increase their effectiveness to make sure that people stay out who shouldn't be in there. So let's talk about security. All right. And I'll demonstrate here on my control panel here. So when you've logged in as the host, you have now this little emblem. I'm just going to move this down a little bit so you can see it better. So on your security here. So you just click on that button with your left click, and it gives you all your security options. Even if you didn't do it in the pre-scheduling, it's all there. So if you're in a meeting and everyone's there now, you can just click lock meeting. Okay, that means that no one else can join because you feel confident that the door is closed. Almost like think about it, in-person classroom. When you feel like everyone's arrived for school, you close the door. So similarly, you can go to there and click it. If you feel like, oh no, someone else didn't come in that needed to, you can simply unclick that and it's unlocked. Another thing is, again, I encourage you to have waiting rooms. So if you want to keep that open, you can press that. You can also turn it off really easily. Also, let's say you do want to share your screen. You want allow people to share the screen. You can have it on, but you can also turn it off. If you feel like chat's going well, keep it on. But if it's not, turn it off. If you feel like people are making up silly, bad names that are rude or inappropriate, or you just don't want to see them playing around, you can just turn that off. And then again, the annotate button. If you feel like it's going well, keep it on. If it's not, you can simply go up to your control panel and turn it off. So simple as that. Another thing that I said in the settings, if you didn't remember, is that you can set to make sure there's a password for every single meeting. So again, that comes up as you schedule a meeting, and you can send out that password to all your participants, which again, I think is a policy across all schools now, but I would encourage you, if it isn't, to make sure you do that. So as always, let's practice with that. So open up that new meeting. When you go into it, you can see on the control panel, which you can see on my screen, just play around with those buttons to make sure you're ready before you start your next classroom meeting or staff meeting. So play around with that, press pause, and have fun with doing that. All right, great. So let's go to debrief, apply in your workbook. So I'd love for you to write down some ways, again, how you can utilize this in the best possible way. Maybe it's something that you write as a note before you walk in to the meeting. So once the room's full, press that lock button, make sure that no one comes in. So think through some ideas of how you could increase security, and also what are some ways you could communicate to parents to make sure you're doing everything possible to make sure that your rooms, your virtual rooms, are secure. So have some thoughts through there, and make sure you put something down to apply out of that part of our session.